broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello and welcome to the Law & Order Special Victims Unit AfterBuzz After Show. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. With me, as always, Miss Roya Taheri. Where did she go? Oh no! Roya disappeared. She'll be with us soon. We are talking about the last episode, which name I forgot to write down. The Agent Provocateur is what it was called, which I'm really excited to discuss with you and then get to you know, what this story is based on. We have Roya with us. Roya, say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Yay! Roya's being a hat of the bottom variety today by not being here. Yes?
Yeah.
That's her name. All right, let's talk about this episode. Do you have something you want to say?
Do I have something? Hi.
Hi.
I'm an A butt. Oh, a butt hat. I don't know.
Ass hat. You're an ass hat. Okay. Before we begin with the story, we need to remind everyone, give them a little bit of a warning that this topic, especially today's topic, we might make some inappropriate jokes, but that's because we know this is a very serious topic, and sometimes it's hard to talk about it, and you know, sometimes make something that might be a little off-color joke. Also, Roya has a hotline that she's going to tell us for anyone who has been the victim of sexual assault. Roya.
You guys ready for this? 1-800-656-HOPE. H-O-P-E, HOPE. 656-HOPE.
Thank you, Roya.
Good job. You remembered it all on your own.
I did. I wrote it down.
It's the Mickey years, huh? It reminded you.
No, it's because you weren't here to remind me that I knew I had to do it myself.
Okay.
Okay. The episode starts with Passengers Let It Go being sung by some woman. And it is, I think, the most depressing version of this song and has ruined this song for me.
I'm glad it did.
Why?
Maybe I've listened to it too many times, and I'm just glad that finally something ruined that song.
I thought the song was so like romantic up until this time that I heard it. We're watching this girl get herself all, you know, made up, and then later we just cut to her passed out on a bed, put into a suitcase and dragged out.
That sequence of her being dragged out was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that sequence. That's the most I think we've really ever seen with SVU, the body being traveled around, like more behind the scenes of the crime.
Yeah, it was a very kind of artistic way to do it, which is so weird to be like, let's an artistic dead body, almost dead, passed out 15-year-old. Yeah.
Which the cab driver was a little creepy when he's like, head nod. Yeah, you drink that gin or the vodka, whatever. Yeah, it's cool.
Well, first she unzipped her thing and like revealed that she was wearing sexy clothes underneath. He got distracted, which honestly, girl, like, don't distract him. He's driving you.
Come on. Well, she's obviously not smart, so we know that right off the bat.
Yeah. And the one other thing I want to talk about before we get into the actual crime that happened, when we watch the person dragging the suitcase through the bar and we see all the people's feet. All right, so we're assuming later on it's one of these two very famous men that are in town to promote a film, and they're in the hotel where they're doing the promotion of this, and they're just going to drag a suitcase through a bar full of people. No one's going to stop them. No one's going to question them. You know, like, what?
Yeah, if you were carrying a suitcase down in the middle of the night and I've been drinking, I would not even put that together.
If I were, let's say, James Franco, and I was walking through a hotel in the middle of the night, you wouldn't stop to ask for a picture?
Yeah, but I would, but the thing is, I wouldn't know it's your suitcase.
Right, but I'm saying whoever the he was, whether it was Scott or Sky, which we later will discuss, um,
Neither of them.
what?
It was neither of them.
One of them did. You think Lydia did it?
It was the manager. She's the one that she even said it.
Okay.
He got the suitcase, she put the body in, and she rolled it. This 15-year-old weighed like 10 pounds.
That's a good point. All right. Let's talk about our story. Ready?
Okay.
All right.
I would have predicted it was the manager if I saw her in the trailer, in the preview. Done.
The first time we saw the manager, I was like, it was her.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as we met her, I was like, oh, it was her. All right.
And then in the coffin was when she's talking to Skylar. Was that his name?
Sky.
About what?
Sky. We have Scott and Sky.
Sky. When she was talking to Sky, and she's like, "Oh, you're my favorite one."
When she's rubbing up on him on the end.
No, in the big when they're about to do the interviews, the whole cast was doing an interview, and she's like, "How's your favorite one doing?" Like some weird fish going on.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Scott Russo. Scott Russo.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
He kind of reminded me of Johnny Depp.
He did have a Johnny Depp look to him a little bit. He is our the man that Madison, our victim, went to see. She was Skyping with him. Not Skyping, sorry, that's what we're doing. She was Instagramming. And she goes to the hotel to meet him. She gets drunk. And then either he, took her up to the hotel room or, somebody else did. I really didn't like that at the end of this story, we saw this whole, who did she sleep with? Why did she sleep with him situation? It really bothered me that she slept with Sky, the friend, or the other one. They are friends, right?
Supposedly, but who's friends in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, seriously. Not us. So she sleeps with Sky and doesn't want to reveal it because she doesn't want Scott to think she cheated on him.
Yeah.
So, but instead you're revealing to the cops that you slept with this man, and you don't think that he's going to be mad that, you got him arrested? He's going to be more upset that you cheated on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer. That's all I got to say.
All right. We also have our TMZ guy, or LMZ as they're calling it on SVU, Lenny Simmons, who's supposed to be Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ. Holding the baseball or the baseball bat behind his head thing was very Harvey.
Yeah.
And the whole, we're fighting for the freedom of the press, even though they're this terrible worse than tabloid thing.
They try to cast everybody that was on TMZ that was on the show.
Yeah.
His little counter buddy, the one that makes fun of him, they casted him too. And then they have the druggy guy, they casted someone that looked similar to him too and acted the way he did. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
They made his whole team.
Yeah.
So that you weren't confused as to who they were.
Exactly.
And it's really cool that they at least have the similarity that, Harvey used to be a lawyer and then decided to run this. I don't know I want to call it a news outlet, but that's not what they give. They don't do news. Yeah. Well, in the end, after Sonny and Finn go undercover, can we talk about Sonny and Finn undercover?
Yeah.
Sonny is the crazy guy with the mop.
I wanted more with him.
Yes. Agreed. And Finn... Sorry, did you want to say something?
I said, but no, we didn't get more with him.
No. And then Finn as Big G. I was so upset with what they did to his beard, if that's what we're calling what that was.
Is that what it's called?
It was something on his chin.
Pubic hair that they taped to his face.
And straightened.
Yeah. People do that.
That was weird.
There's fetishes.
What?
There's fetishes. People do that.
All right. I don't judge. All right. Lastly, we have Lydia, who kind of throws Scott under the bus and, gave LMZ the footage, and she was the one who kind of was behind everything and tried to get Sky out of trouble by taking the blame. For those who didn't notice, Lydia is played by Patti LuPone, who is a huge Broadway star and really she's a treasure, a national treasure. That's the word I'm looking for. Patti LuPone.
She just did some loving.
Yeah. Poor Lydia.
Didn't any.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
She wasn't getting any.
Obviously. Do you think that's what Scott was saying at the end when he said that he wouldn't compromise his integrity?
What do you mean?
So as he's giving his, I was released because I'm innocent speech, he had said that, the reason Lydia kind of blamed Scott for the situation and kind of threw him under the bus and was like, yep, he slept with her and he put her in the suitcase, was because he wouldn't, and I'm putting, air quotes, but compromise his integrity. I think that she tried to sleep with him and that he wouldn't do it for the role of the whatever big role they were casting.
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's go with that.
Okay. I mean, I don't think he was focused on, because he wouldn't sleep with her. I think he just didn't want to become part of a franchise, like a Twilight series kind of franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Because isn't that how James Franco is? Like, he doesn't want to join those kind of series. He rather does his own stuff.
I think James Franco's never been invited to do those kind of series.
Yeah. Or maybe just not cut out for it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
All right. Anything about the story that you want to talk about, or can we talk about where the story came from?
Hold on, give me a second. I know something's going to come up.
While you think, I want to say the greatest moment of the episode is when Madison is finally revealing the truth, and she turns to her mom and goes, Mom, I'm so sorry. And her mom goes, it's okay, honey. Just tell the truth. The way she said it was like girl, shut up, stop lying, and just effing say what happened.
I'm tired of people thinking you're a slut that was raped. That came out...
Yeah, that came out so wrong.
Guys, I did not mean that. I just meant, okay.
All right, Roya's going to stop. Anything else about the episode?
No, there was no twist.
No.
I mean, there was a twist, but there was no twist.
Yeah.
The thing I really enjoyed the most out of it was the unique filming style of it.
That's true. It was a very different style for them. I kind of really liked seeing the LMZ drama and that kind of not the guy himself, but the fact that they arrested him because he knew who impersonated a cop. That's how they ended up getting him. And then that's how they got him to reveal Lydia. And that I enjoyed learning about those laws.
Yeah. And I feel like he's going to come back later in the show because of, I don't know, it just seemed like they were attacking him too quickly. He's going to be more involved down the road. I
would like that.
He's going to be one of those, the lawyers, there's always that bad lawyer, and you're like, oh, I hate that guy, he defends the worst people. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be one of those kind of characters that just randomly occur when they have celebrity stuff.
I would like that a lot. I think that would be really great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before we talk about the story that this story was ripped from the headlines, I want to take a moment to thank our fans for tuning in and thank Roya for calling in. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and streaming and watching and downloading, all that stuff. We really appreciate it. Clearly, we are big fans of this show. Even though Roya can't be here, she is here in Skype spirit. So That's how much we love this show. All we ask of you guys to do is go onto iTunes, rate and review us. If you like us, give us 5 stars. If you don't, give us 4 stars. And if you don't, I don't know how you've made it this long into this episode. That's really weird. But leave a comment. Let us know what we're doing well, what we could be doing better. And tweet and YouTube comment and all that stuff. We love that. We love hearing from you guys. And we definitely join the conversations. So thank you. All right, let's talk about the James Franco story that this came from. So I didn't realize that this episode was ripped from the headline of James Franco until Sonny was all, oh, that's that actor, that's Scott Russo. He's also a poet and an artist and a photographer and a dancer and a teacher and a novelist and all the stuff that James Franco is. And I was so excited, I called Roya because I was like, it's the James Franco story. So let's talk about what happened with James Franco. James Franco allegedly was Instagram messaging through the direct messaging or whatever with a 17-year-old Scottish girl that he had met on her trip to New York City. She claimed it was her 18th birthday gift from her mother. He later found out that she was not 18, and so he stopped kind of talking to her, was like, I can't talk to you, you're too young, whatever, even though New York, the legal age of consent is 17. He is from California and assumed, I guess, or decided to go with 18 because it's safer. But there was this weird situation where she kept being like, I need proof that it's you, I need proof that it's you. And so he took selfies with a sign that's like, it's me, hi, whatever your name is. I think her name was Lucy. So he held up a sign being like, it's me, hi Lucy, and sent her those photos. And maybe, a little more than that kind of photos, if you know what I'm saying.
What are you saying? Tell me.
Dick pics.
Oh, what? I'm sorry?
What?
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 Okay.
No.
Dick pics.
Oh.
Okay.
So they're pictures of a man named Dick?
Yep. Pictures of a man named Dick.
Okay.
So the way that this episode also ties in, and I didn't realize this, so the other part of this episode was that it was questioned if what, Scott Russo was doing was a publicity stunt for their movie, Falsely Accused. Was it a publicity stunt? Did they orchestrate this whole thing? I didn't realize that was also, I love that face. Make that face again, Roya. There it is. For those who are listening on iTunes, you're missing funny face.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're on camera, girl. You can't pretend you're not.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm watching. I'm listening.
Okay, good.
Proceed.
Okay. So I didn't realize that when James Franco was going through all this stuff, it was rumored that his conversation with the 17-year-old Scottish girl was a publicity stunt for his movie Palo Alto, which he played a soccer coach who was having a relationship or hitting on a young student played by Emma Roberts. I will say this. So James Franco, who grew up in Palo Alto, people may or may not know that. I also grew up in Palo Alto and went to the rival high school. And I want to make it very clear that our soccer coaches never hit on the students. That was not a thing that happened.
Oh, you missed out.
I just said our soccer coaches, that's all.
Got it.
Roya, you're so cute. What'd you say?
So you didn't miss out. Perfect.
Yeah. So the question was James Franco's interaction with this girl a publicity stunt, which I like that they mirrored in the show, but I didn't even realize that was a question.
Well, he came on to Saturday Night Live when Seth Rogen was hosting last year, and kind of made a comment about it too. So I don't know if that was to clear the air or just to kind of remind people, hey, I got stuff coming out too.
Well, I mean, I know that he, during this whole ordeal, went on to Live with Kelly and Michael and made kind of a public statement, maybe an apology, saying that he's embarrassed and, that this is something that he didn't realize that it would be an issue and that, it's hard for him to meet people and that's why he's meeting girls on Instagram. But, he claimed that it was, a mistake that he made. That said, if it's a publicity stunt, you're gonna make a statement. You're not gonna not.
Here's my question, though, for you, Yael. So, in comparison to the episode, at the very end, when James Franco's character saw all the young girls again, he had that look like he was going to do it, and Benson's like, whoa, I can see behind your head what you're thinking and what you're looking at. Like, does that mean he's not a first-time offender?
I think I think our character, Scott Russo, I think what we were trying to see was that he kind of keeps playing with this dangerous line, because he didn't end up going to bed with Madison, our victim, because she was 15. He said, you're too young, you're 15. And then we saw him making eyes at that other girl who looked like she was younger. But I think it's that he keeps, getting close to that line, and that he's not an offender yet, is what I think we were seeing.
Okay.
Also, if we're counting baby Benson sightings, there was an amazing scene with her on the phone with my favorite Spanish dandy, Barba. She was on the phone and playing with Noah, and Barba was like, he didn't show up for court. We're talking about Lenny Simmons. He didn't show up for court. Take him in. And she's like, it's Friday. Why don't I wait till the end of the day so that he can't get processed through the weekend? He'll have to spend the weekend in jail. And Barba's like, motherhood has softened you up.
Yep. Yeah. I like that line too. I was like, oh, Yael's gonna like baby Benson in this. This would make her happy. This has nothing to do with the baby.
Yep. Okay. On that note, I have some real SVU news.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so the real SVU news is that tomorrow night's episode, or next week, depending on how you want to look at it, the next episode is directed by Mariska. It is her second time directing an SVU episode. So that is very exciting. Keep an eye out for that. And we will talk about what's happening in the next episode. But also, real SVU news, 2 California teachers, Southern California teachers, have been arrested. 2 female Southern California teachers have been arrested for having beach sex parties. They would buy alcohol and take the students to the beach, get them drunk, and have sex with the students.
Maybe it was marine biology is what they were trying to work on. Sea life. Like the ocean.
You are so clever, Roya.
Damn it, it took my plans. Oh, man.
Okay, so these 2...
Where to go there?
I don't know what you said. Repeat it.
I said you probably were like, I really don't know where to go from there.
I don't, but I love this story. There have been a lot of teachers in the news recently. Have you noticed that as well?
Yes, and I'm not going to say anything, but I do know one of the teachers in the last 6 months. So.
What do you know?
I'll tell you, but I can't tell you on air.
Okay. Sorry. What is the news that is about a teacher that you might know?
Not going to tell you because there's a fabulous thing called Google, and if I give you a little bit of information, it could come out.
Well, if it's already in the news, it's a real SVU news. I'm so excited. Wait, I did not catch anything you said.
Good, perfect. Anyways, what's your SVU news?
Well, that was it. Thanks for ruining it.
Any Bill Cosby?
Here's the problem with the Bill Cosby updates. I said it last week. I'll say it every week. There's so much happening. So many more women are coming out. So many more women are making statements. There's a thing. What's with the... What just happened, Roya?
I'm sorry.
Okay. So the problem with the Bill Cosby updates are so many women are coming forward. So many of his co-stars from The Cosby Show are making statements. And there's so much, I can't even keep track of it. I can't follow it. I know that, stop it. I know that more women are coming out. He went and did a show in Canada. A lot of people boycotted the show, but also he got a standing ovation during his comedy show. During the TCA, which is the Television Council Association, they bring in different networks to come in and do presentations about the new shows that are coming out and the older shows and what's happening. And NBC said that they didn't pull Cosby's schedule. He had like a scheduled show that he was going to do. They didn't pull it until the situation got so, they said critical. They said, we didn't pull it until the situation got critical, which to me meant they were going to go with it until like enough women showed up and were like, hey, he's a rapist. That's my Cosby update. There's so much going on. Google it, people. So much.
That's my catchphrase.
Okay. On that news, let's get into prediction.
Cool.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. In the next episode, we have guest star Armand De Sant, who, I'll tell you this, he is a big famous, he is another national treasure. He, I believe, was the villain in Demi Moore's Striptease. But also, anyone who watches NCIS, he was Le Grand Oui for like 3 seasons, the Frog. So he is coming in to play Amaro's dad, who is suspected of abuse. And they keep asking Amaro to come and speak because he can prove it was part of a pattern. Does this not remind you of Rollins that we just dealt with, where she has to come in and prove that it was part of a pattern?
Yes.
Do you have any predictions you would like to add?
The father really... I think the scene where they show the daughter underneath the table crying and upset is just overreaction.
You don't think Amaro's father is abusive?
Oh, no. No.
Wow, bold statement.
I think it's going to be misunderstanding.
Because dinner wasn't ready?
Yes. Hey. Yes.
Okay.
No, I think it's... Lately, the episodes have been showing us, like, oh, it's a big twist. It's going to be this. When it's like, okay, no, I take that back. Yes, he's an abusive person. Amaro's going to actually be like, yeah, he abused me growing up, but it was more of like, oh, it was punishment for being a kid.
Still abuse.
Yeah, but I think the daughter is crying under the table because of some loud noise. I don't think that when the wife is sent to the hospital, or whoever that was sent to the hospital, was from the father. I think that was from something else.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I totally see where you're going with that.
It's not what they're trying to set it up to be.
Yeah, I believe that she is the new wife-to-be. And I believe that the daughter was Amaro's daughter, maybe? Or was it the woman's daughter?
Amaro's ex-wife. I got really confused, so...
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see next week. We'll see tomorrow night, and then we'll talk about it next week. Roya, why don't you tell the people real quick where they can find you online?
Me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyRoya. That's HeyRoya.
Awesome. And thank you so much for joining us. We will see you in studio next week. You have to be here, you asshat. Bye, Roya. And of course, you can find me online at YaelTV. That's YAEL.TV. And on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at YaelTeagle. That's YAELTYGIEL. I'm also here at AfterBuzz on a handful of other shows, including Switched at Birth, Grimm, Constantine, tonight the finale of The Librarians, and hopefully more shows soon. Also, I have a YouTube show that I just launched called Your Cool Aunt. Check it out. I'm an aunt, and I'm awesome. We'll see you next week for more SVU.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Dun dun.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.